are put into place.
This is my entry point with my team to go into the building. This is the stronghold. My team is going to assault. At this stage here, we have just made entry. When we get to the door, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a mirror out of the door so I can look down both sides of the corridor. We start making our way, coming down towards the stronghold. We know, hopefully, there's a terrorist going to be in this other room. John Mack, he is covering that door to make sure if he comes out of there to take the appropriate action. We enter into the room. As soon as we've cleared the main room, John Mack will go in to the other room and take care of the other X-ray in the adjoining room.
We are trying to do things as quickly as we can.
11th hour negotiations continue in the futile hope of a peaceful settlement. But the inescapable fact is the lives of the remaining hostages are at serious risk. Our SAS team must go in without delay. In our scenario, up to this point, local authorities were in control of the situation. Now, that dominion is soon to be handed over to the SAS. But first, let's analyse the breakdown of the assault.
At this stage here, we've reached the first door, the entrance to the building. The lead guy, which in this case is John Mack, he is not going to move until he gets touched on the shoulder by the rest of the team. What he's looking for at that point, he's looking to see if this door's booby-trapped, if there's any wires attached to it. When going up the stairs of any building, don't forget it's maybe night time, you've got your respirators on, you may be wearing night vision goggles. It's very difficult to get any perspective of distance. If you walk up the stairs normally, there's a good chance you're going to start kicking either the stair in front of you or in some cases trip over. So it's easier to put your foot sideways up the stair as you're going up. Keeps everything nice and slow, nice and quiet. At this stage here, we're now proceeding down the corridor. I've moved Pete to the left-hand side of that corridor. I'm at the front on the right-hand side. So we've got both weapons able to put fire down that corridor any time we happen to see a terrorist pop out of a room. We get to the door of the stronghold where the hostages are. Before I make entry into that room, I will report back to control and tell them that I am in position. I may then have to hold that position for a period of time until the rest of the teams are all ready and in position to assault each room in that building simultaneously. Once every team has reported back, the commander, the OC, will then give us the standby, go. Immediately outside the building will be a distraction, a loud fireball. At the same time as that, I am opening the door. The second man will throw a flashbang into that room as I am going through. I am looking, immediately covering all aspects of that room to see where my main area of threat is. The speed that we go through that room and the aggression when we go through the room, ordering all the hostages, get on the floor, get on the floor. This is very important because you've got to have that control over them and they've got to realise that if they don't move, they're quickly going to get knocked down and put on the floor. I will immediately shout, room clear. This is for Pete and John Mack because they've got a second room to clear. They'll go through that door, Pete will throw in a flashbang, John Mack will enter and take out any terrorists in that room. When the room is cleared, I will then move back into the primary room. Don't forget, as we're assaulting this main stronghold, every other room in that building is being assaulted at the same time. There could be another 12 teams operating in that building, clearing the rooms, making sure that the building is safe. We may have only spotted 4 or 5 terrorists. There may be more. As the hostages are getting exfilled out of the building, they get passed down the line and they will be taken out of the building and held in a secure area until they're checked and then led off for medical treatment if required.
After enduring more than 4 days of the terrors of being held captive, the hostages' fate now lies in the hands of our SAS team. The threat to their lives is now at the highest point since initial capture. as there can never be any guarantee of 100% success when it comes to stronghold assaults. Injuries and fatalities amongst the hostages are now a very real possibility. So finally, control has been handed over to our team. The mission is on.
When authority is passed over to the counter-terrorist team, most of the guys have a feeling of exhilaration. And this is what it all boils down to. That's what you're there for. You have trained maybe for years in some case, maybe 10 years, 15 years, for this chance to prove your worth in a counter-terrorist situation. But when you actually get ready, kitted up to go, there's a slight feeling of apprehension, obviously. But that is overcome mainly by the adrenaline rushing through the body and the exhilaration to go in there and put your life on the line and face the enemy.
After days of planning and years of training, a successful assault can be over in just a matter of minutes. But this belies the extraordinary skill, training, and behind-the-scenes coordination that makes it all happen. In the moments before an assault, the colossal amount of training that is the backbone of the counter-terrorist team takes over to produce an awesome assault force that is always one step ahead.
This is 0. We have control.
Stand by.
Stand by. Go!
Go, go, go!